You're watching Football Daily and here are this week's biggest transfer headlines. The summer market is in full swing and so we have a number of big stories to share with you today. Without further ado, let's get started. We begin this week's episode at Newcastle, where there have been some interesting developments this week. First off, the club's pursuit of Sven Botman could be about to come to an end. The Lille centre-half has been a top target of the Magpies ever since their takeover last autumn, with Milan their main challengers. And over the last 10 days they have emerged as frontrunners for the Dutchman's signature, with Milan seemingly reluctant to match the English club's reported £30 million offer, as they also look to sign Botman's teammate Renato Sanchez. However, an exclusive report from the Telegraph's Luke Edwards suggests the Tyneside outfit are willing to pull out of a deal for the 22-year-old, with the club reportedly growing frustrated at a so-called Newcastle tax being applied to their top targets. According to Edwards, Newcastle have already been put off pursuing Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin due to the £60 million price tag slapped on him, with Brentford's £50 million plus valuation of Antony and Leeds' £30 million valuation of Jack Harrison also proving enough to dissuade them from moving for the pair. And now it appears they could encounter a similar situation with Botman. Lille have apparently decided to up their asking price to £36 million, a move which has prompted Newcastle to reconsider their options. As Edwards states in the report, senior sources at St James's Park have told Telegraph Sports that they are considering other options and will walk away unless Lille sees sense. With the £30 million currently on the table, initially thought to be enough to secure the former Ajax man, it appears the Magpies' hierarchy have been let down by the French club's decision to up the stakes. However, their pursuit of Reims prodigy Hugo Ekitike remains on track, with a deal involving an initial £12 million, which could rise to £30 million with add-ons, said to be agreed. The 19-year-old limped off the pitch in France's recent under-20 clash against Mexico, with what is believed to be a reoccurrence of a hamstring problem that kept him out for 2 months last season. But this doesn't seem to have got in the way of any progress in regards to the efforts being made to bring him to St James's Park. With any luck, the Toon faithful will get to see the French wonder kid pull on the black and white stripes in pre-season. But who should the Magpies go for if the Botman deal doesn't come off? Keep an eye out for our scout report over on Eurofootball Daily tomorrow. We'll be profiling 3 players they should be targeting this summer, including an alternative option at centre-back. Over to Man United now, where the rumour mill is predictably in overdrive. With no new signings to speak of yet in Erik ten Hag's young tenure at the club, and with a number of players leaving this summer, it's no surprise that anticipation over who they will sign first is heating up. Reports emerged over the weekend suggesting Frenkie de Jong has warmed to the idea of linking back up with his old boss and turning out for the Red Devils, but with the Manchester Evening News now reporting that Barcelona could demand as much as €100 million for the Dutch star, United are apparently willing to assess other options as they look to revamp their midfield despite him being their top target. And one option they are actively pursuing is another former Ajax man, Christian Eriksen, who is available on a free as his short-term contract at Brentford expires at the end of this month. David Ornstein wrote in The Athletic on Tuesday afternoon that United had tabled an offer for the Danish playmaker, whose remarkable comeback in 21-22 has seen him linked with several clubs, including former employers Tottenham. He recently expressed his desire to play in the Champions League again, but also conceded that it isn't essential, saying that he has multiple offers to consider. He could certainly do worse than gunning for the Europa League under Ten Hag if no elite clubs come calling. And according to 90 Min's Rob Blanchett, United are also monitoring Wolves midfielder Ruben Neves, with João Paulinho's expected arrival at Molineux from Sporting CP potentially opening the door for the 25-year-old to join a bigger club. And with Ten Hag inheriting a problem defence, Corriere dello Sport in Italy are even reporting that they could make a move for another of his former pupils, Juventus centre-half Matthijs de Ligt, who United missed out on back in 2019. The Dutch defender's contract is up in 2024, and while talks are ongoing between the player and the club, he is yet to commit his future to Juve. And speaking of former pupils, Sky Sports reported on Tuesday that United have made inquiries about Ajax forward Antony, who impressed in his 2 seasons under Ten Hag in Amsterdam. This comes after a report in The Times that suggests they are ready to make the Brazilian youngster one of their top targets. But as ever, it's hard to say how likely United are to sign said targets this summer. Stay tuned for more developments. Before we move on to our next story, a reminder to subscribe to Football Daily if you haven't done so already, and click that notification bell so you never miss a video. We put out videos covering the Premier League and the transfer market every single day, so you really don't want to miss out. Anyway, let's move on. One club who have already made inroads in the summer market are Tottenham Hotspur, who are looking to take advantage of Champions League qualification by seriously bolstering their squad. Fraser Forster has been secured as a backup for Hugo Lloris, while veteran wide man Ivan Perisic has been signed for free from Inter, where he excelled under Spurs boss Antonio Conte. Traditionally a winger, Perisic will likely be deployed as a left wing-back in Conte's system, just as he was in Milan, and it looks like they could be near to securing a new face on the opposite flank too. Middlesbrough right-back Jed Spence is one of their top targets, and according to David Ornstein has expressed a desire to join the North London club after helping Nottingham Forest achieve promotion to the Premier League on loan last term. Negotiations are ongoing between Spurs and his parent club, with a £20 million fee previously being touted for the 21-year-old, who will be making a homecoming of sorts should a deal go through, having grown up in London and come through the Fulham Academy before leaving for Borough in 2018. And one deal that now looks almost certain to be done is that regarding Brighton midfielder Yves Bissouma. The Times reported on Tuesday that Spurs had agreed a £25 million fee with the Seagulls for the Mali international, who has just 1 year remaining on his contract at the Amex Stadium. However, a later report from the BBC claimed the deal is worth £30 million, while Fabrizio Romano has it at £22.5 million. We'll no doubt hear the true value of the deal in the coming days. Bissouma is set to arrive at Tottenham for his medical towards the end of the week, and is yet to agree personal terms with the club. But it looks like Spurs have done the difficult part, as they are set to welcome one of the Premier League's most highly rated midfielders into Conte's squad. But following such a strong end to the 21-22 campaign and such a strong start to the window, can you see his side challenging Liverpool and Man City next term? Let us know in the comments. Across to West London now, as Fulham are preparing for their Premier League return with what could prove to be some very smart business. Because according to Sky Sports News, they have opened negotiations with Arsenal over the possibility of signing goalkeeper Bernd Leno. The German stopper lost his place to Aaron Ramsdale in 21-22, making just 8 appearances in all competitions, with US international Matt Turner also arriving from New England Revolution in July. But while Leno may be surplus to requirements at the Emirates, he remains a highly rated keeper and at 30 has many years left. With just 1 year remaining on his contract, the Cottagers could secure him for a cut price fee. The Capital Club are also looking to make Nico Williams' loan move from Liverpool permanent, with the right back also attracting interest from Nottingham Forest, who see him as a potential replacement for Jed Spence. With 3 years left on his deal at Anfield, it may come down to a bidding war for the Wales international, especially given the Reds' knack for getting maximum profits from their fringe players. Having failed to remain in the Prem on their last 2 attempts, Fulham need to get their business right this summer. Leno and Williams would be a very strong start. We finish off this week's episode with a couple of deals that could be made official this week. Kicking off, of course, with Darwin Nuñez's sensational €100 million move to Liverpool, which was confirmed by Benfica at the start of the week. The Uruguayan striker's arrival at Anfield fully opens the door for Sadio Mane to leave, most probably for Bayern Munich, and heralds an exciting new era for the Reds' forward line, with Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz both arriving since the summer of 2020. Images from Sky Sports on Tuesday confirmed Nuñez had arrived on Merseyside for his medical, and so the move could be made official by the end of the week, or even by the time you're watching this. But do you think he's worth the mammoth fee Liverpool have paid, and how many goals do you see him scoring in the Prem next term? Let us know down in the comments. Meanwhile, Leeds are now confident of securing the services of Bayern Munich midfielder Marc Roca, who has struggled to assert himself at the Allianz Arena since moving from Espanyol back in 2020, making just 24 appearances in all competitions for the German Giants over the last 2 seasons. According to Sky Sports' Florian Plettenberg, the 2 clubs have agreed a €12 million deal for the 25-year-old, who is understood to be manager Jesse Marsch's #1 midfield target this summer. With Calvin Phillips a target for Man City, Roca could prove a bargain replacement, with Leeds currently valuing the England international at upwards of £50 million. So that's all we have time for on this week's Transfer Talk, but out of the moves we have discussed, which are you most excited about? Let us know down below and we'll do our best to reply. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out the latest winners and losers, where the boys discuss Darwin Nuñez's move to Liverpool in more depth. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.